It's time to start drinking for this review.
No!
Maria, you're gonna get kicked out of the room. Whoa, I look drunk already. This is great.
You guys have no idea, I don't know if I can do this, but for you guys, I'm going to. Look at how wavy my bottle is. We're getting ready to talk about the Haunted Vagina, and it's going to be great. You're not talking about it. You're supposed to be not listening to me at all. Unfortunately, there's a child in here. So, best of luck to us.
This better not fucking spill on my book. Oh, that's a lot of wine.
Bottoms up. Oh, that's... Oh. I don't like wine. At least not this wine. And this cup has been laying around my room for a year, so it's probably not very clean. But, sippy cup. I don't need water. I need to be drunk. The things I do for you guys. Look at my fucking hair. And my pimples. I look like trash. But I'm still doing this for you. Be back when I'm drunk. First of all, fucking Elise, I'm poor, so I'm gonna buy the cheapest wine I can with the screw top because I don't have a wine cork. So stop judging me. Second of all, as you can tell, in that short amount of time, I have drank half a bottle of wine.
There's 100 people.
So, feeling pretty good. Let's start.
Can we go straight for the zombies and retail?
I don't know where to start. Let's start by talking about how I found this book. I found this book because 30 people tagged me in it when the cover first came out in 2016. I mean, it's an old book. It's from 2011, but people, for some reason, suddenly discovered the cover in 2016 because it's fucking atrocious.
I was a baby when that cover was released.
Yes, you are a baby. It's not good. But another reason they tagged me is because it's called The Haunted Vagina. I mean, as a girl who read the Abraham Lincoln racy novel, I can't say the name of it because my daughter's in here, they knew that this was for me. And it was for me. I mean, let me read some of it for you. Where the heck are those noises coming from? I asked Stacy one evening. She blinked herself like, huh? I hear voices coming from the walls. Oh, she said, I'm serious. That's not coming from the walls. She said, it's coming from me. From you? From inside me, she said, pulling off the covers and pointing at her crotch. I snorted at her. Listen, she said, pulling my head into her lap and pressing my ear against her vagina. It was like listening to the ocean in a hairy flesh seashell. A hairy flesh A hairy flesh seashell. Yes. Yes, you heard me correctly. Also, oh God. So, basically this book starts off that this guy named Steve meets this girl named Stacy. And they're not dating, but he moves in with her and he sleeps with her. But cuddle sleep, not eat sleep. And then they start doing the eat sleep. And then he suddenly notices these noises that have always been coming from her. But he suddenly notices them one night. And it freaks him out. So they just stop doing the eat and just sleep together. Cuddle sleep again. Until she's like, dude, I need some. Give me some. Yes, that's your $10. And so he's like, no, bro, that's weird. Stacy spread her legs a little more. I don't know if it was on purpose or by accident. I can see the crack of her vagina completely now, staring up at me as I lick. There's a rumbling inside of it, like a mild earthquake in the distance. The lips spread, and a voice calls out to me. I lick Stacy as fast as I can, trying to get her to orgasm quickly so I can get away from her vagina. The voice grows louder. I struggle on top of her, but Stacy grips me by the waist so that I can't go anywhere and takes me deeper into her mouth. I close my eyes, forget the sights and sounds, just concentrate on the feelings. Concentrate on the flesh inside of Stacy's mouth. Concentrate on her flesh inside of my mouth. I'm getting so close. Stacy is too. I let my worries slide completely as she squeezes her thighs tightly together, preparing to finish. I'm editing. Sorry, Carton Melllick III. Something bumps inside of her. Something fucking bumps inside of her. And this dude keeps going. He's like, yeah, whatever.
It's so hot in here. And it's not because this is racy reading. It's just literally physically hot in my room.
Something bumps inside of her. Something pushes at my chin and knocks the glowworm out of my lips. Pissed off, Stacy slaps the side of my ass as hard as she can. I continue. Her belly pushes against me like there's something moving in her womb. The flesh balloons outwards. I try to ignore it. Stacy doing something perfectly with her mouth. I don't feel her teeth at all, and she's able to take me all the way down. There's no way I'm going to stop her. Her belly expands, lifting me up several inches. I think Stacy realizes something odd is going on, too. But she can't stop either. She feels 9 months pregnant now. Her skin, page turn, stretching to its limit. No, it keeps stretching. She's getting almost twice as pregnant. Stacy finishes and jerks her head back, cries out against my butthole. Then she puts me back inside her mouth and whines as she finishes. Something is moving inside.
I explode into her mouth as a hand explodes out of the vagina. I shriek and jump backward, landing on top of Stacy's head. My wiener shoved completely down her throat, coming inside her. She gasps, choking, and shoves me off. I hit the floor, and she coughs, and then they're like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden, like, another hand shoots out of her, and they're just like, alright, this is happening. Like, no! And then, like, a whole entire skeleton crawls out of her. And then it's like alive. And then it turns to goo in their bedroom, and they just fucking throw a blanket over it and go to a bar. Like, really? I think I probably would not be like, yo, let's just cover this with a blanket and go to a bar. But, okay.
I'm gonna grab my gun and then I'm gonna head to the zombie thing. Or the cute monster.
So anyways, they're at the bar, and then they get, like, super drunk. And then they rent a room at this bar, because it's, like, some hipster bar that's, like, an old school converted into a bar or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. So they rent a room, and she's like, go get me another beer. So he does. And then when he walks back in the room, she's, like, literally got her hand up to the elbow inside of her, like, digging around, looking for gold or something. I don't know. She's, like, trying to figure out how a whole entire skeleton comes out of her. And then the musty-ass bitch decides that he needs to, like, go in there spelunking. You need to put your headphones back on. Goes inside spelunking to find out where this skeleton came from. She's like, yeah, just get inside of me. And, like, of course it doesn't work because, you know, ow. But then she, like, pulls him back out of her and shaves his body and leaves him up. I want you to go in there, Stacy tells me calmer than she has been all night. I don't know what she means at first, my mind lost in a game of solitaire. I just can't forget about this and get on with the rest of my life. I've got to find out what's going on in there. What do you want me to do about it? The skeleton thing was almost bigger than you, she says. If it could fit through then, you can fit. What? I think my vagina is a gateway of some kind. That light you saw must be the light at the end of the tunnel, the entrance to another world. I'm not going in there. I laugh at her. Steve, she says, holding my knee, you have to. I can't possibly figure out what's going on without your help. I chugged the last of my beer, snickering. There's no way I'm agreeing to do that. If you love me, she says, you'll do it. She's completely serious. She's looking at me like the ultimate test of our love. she says, angry-faced at me, grabbing my knee as if to hurt me. I stand up and go to the bathroom. She follows. All you have to do is crawl to the end of the tunnel and look out, she says to me while I'm urinating. Then come right back and tell me what you see. Nothing will happen to you, I promise. Just as far as the light, I ask. Yes, she nearly screams the reply at me. I finish pissing and flush the toilet. I'll give it a try, I tell her. For you. She closes her eyes and nods her head at me. 'Cause, you know, that's fucking natural. Stacy tries taking off my shirt. What are you doing, I ask. You'll go in easier without your clothes on. I shake my head at her, but allow her to remove my clothes. For some reason, she takes off all of my clothes, too. This isn't going to work, I say. That thing was supernatural. I'm not. We'll make it work. Oh my god, this fucking book, I'm dying. She's literally making him just like crawl into there like it's a fucking cave. A musty-ass cave. Men are so dumb. They are so dumb. Why are men so dumb? Why would he be like, alright, I'll climb into you. I'll just go for a walk inside of you. Moving on. Okay, so he like gets inside of her and then he goes in and then it's like he sticks his finger through the hole at the end of the tunnel and like she's like pleasuring herself as he's crawling through. So like when she gets done and finishes, like it shoots him over this cliff into the world inside of her. Right? So he like finds this dusty ass cabin and goes in there and puts on these dusty ass clothes and finds this dusty ass fucking axe and he sees this like rubber chick walking around. This rubber chick walking around and he's like, I'm out of here. So he climbs back up with an axe, going like this, like climbing her fucking vagina walls and comes out of her and she's driving a car when he comes out. So she has to like run inside holding his head inside her fucking jeans. And then he comes out and then she's like, go back in. There's a whole world inside of me, she says, proud of herself. So then she fucking convinces him to go back in, right? And she's like, you've got to be an explorer. Dora, the explorer. Only not. You know. And like, so they're like back in their apartment and he's walking through and she's trying to convince him and he's like, there's this part where it says, my feet sticky against the skeleton. Like that bitch didn't clean it up. Like the whole entire time he's in there fucking exploring, she lets the sticky ass skeleton goo, not glue, just rot on their carpet. You ain't getting your deposit back. I'm sorry, you're just not going to get that deposit back. I'm gonna piss myself. I'm not even halfway through the fucking book, and the bottle of wine is almost gone. Bottle of wine? There's a question. I'm not camping out in your vagina overnight, I tell her. Not in my vagina. She says, in my womb. Because there's a difference. You guys need to close the door. So anyways, he goes back in because he's an idiot. And he takes a freaking walkie-talkie with him because that's going to make a difference. And some, like, energy bars or whatever. But anyways, he runs into the rubber chick again. And she, like, is like, oh, you're here to play with me. And he's like, no, I'm not here to play with you. And she's like, yeah, you are. You're here for me. And she, like, kidnaps him and throws him in a hole. And he stays there for, like, ever. Until his fucking skeleton separates from his body. And he turns into a rubber person like her. Okay? That's what happens. He turns into a rubber person. And so she lets him out. She's like, you are meant for me. You're meant for me. Let's play. But, like, her idea of playing is, like, adult playing. Okay? So then he falls in love with her. But he discovers that it's a fucking trap. Because pheromones and shit. So anyways, all of a sudden, like, they're in this, like, mansion with all the other rubber people, and they're like, it's happening. Oh my gosh, it's happening. And so they all go stare at this balcony, and, like, all of a sudden, this, like, gushing white stuff comes out, and you know what that gushing white stuff was. And he's like, that bitch is cheating on me. She's cheating on me. I'm stuck in her vagina, and she's cheating on me. And then, like, this, like, webby thingy encapsulates them, and he's like, oh my God, she's pregnant. And then all of a sudden, they're not in her anymore. They're in the baby. They're in the baby. So the world gets passed on from person to person. So then, like 20 years down the road, not really because the baby's not born yet, but anyways, he's like, Stacy, can you hear me? And she's like, yeah, what's up, my dog? And he's like, I'm inside your baby. And she's like, dude, come out and play with me, dog. Let's play. And he's like, I can't. I'm still stuck inside your baby. Plus, I'm different. I'm rubber now. And I'm in love with this rubber chick. And you cheated on me. Oh. He's still, like, mad about that. And I'm like, dude, you got yourself a rubber chick. I mean, like, it's like two fucking gummy bears having sex. Like, what is your complaint now? Right? You moved on. She moved on. She's pregnant. She's gonna have a baby. I mean, maybe, like, sneak out of her and have some fun. But you're gonna be a fucking skeleton. You're not really. But I don't think you can breathe human air once you breathe musty vagina air for months on end. Like, it's just not gonna happen. It's a different atmosphere. So get over it and move on with your life, Steve. It's over. And Stacy, you're a whore. Not really. He's like, I'm married and I have a child coming. Oh yeah, he got the rubber chick pregnant, by the way. I know, but she pauses. Are you happy, she asks. Yes, I tell her. I'm very happy. Yeah. I just want you to be happy, she tells me. I am. She cries into the walkie. Yeah, they're using these walkie-talkies months later. I don't know. Magic batteries. Stacy, I say. Yeah. She sits. I'll always be with you. Inside your daughter. He doesn't really say that, but, you know, it's implied.
It's like the popcorn emo.
She continues crying, and then the walkie cuts out. I think she turned it off or maybe threw it across the room. That's another thing I always hated about Stacy. She'd always cut me off in the middle of a conversation, just for the sake of being dramatic. Cue epic Whitney Houston song, like Dolly Parton version though, which was the original, so it would really be Dolly Parton. Anyway, so the book is over now, so it's now time to give you my thoughts and dreams on Carton Melllick III's The Haunted Vagina. First of all, the writing is good, but it's not like, I don't know. It's good. But I think the only thing that drives the story is like how weird it is. So, I mean, read it at your own risk. It's definitely entertaining, and I had a lot of fun reading it the first time. The second time it wasn't as funny, but I think that's because I knew what was coming. But anyways, it's best paired with this beautiful cupcake, Sauerbraten wine. Okay? So anyways, have a good night. I love you.